Hey, all this Xenoxis, and I think this is part 4 of the power pack, or maybe part 5. And yeah, please, someone, please don't take me, please. Thank you. I mean, I feel like they're pretty realistic to how they actually drive, if you have seen them actually drive in the actual, in the tournaments, and maybe that's what their behavior is, that it's not actually there, that it's more like they're trying to make them be like the person, stuff that, which would have been really cool, right? If they were like, oh, we study how the person drives on the specific track, stuff that, Okay, so last lap wasn't super good in terms of the time. But yeah, sadly, of course, we cannot catch the ones ahead, but I'm still going to be very, very happy with the 7th place, I feel like, considering how things went early on in the race, and stuff like that, because yeah. And you would feel like I should be better on this track and stuff like that, but I honestly feel like in Gran Turismo 3 this track didn't feel as hard and stuff like that for whatever reason, because I like this stage, because this I mean with the old stage was already in Gran Turismo 2, I think. And stuff like that, because yeah. Although there is a bunch of old stages that I missed the way Gran Turismo used to look. And stuff like that, because when the graphics were simpler, certain sections of the tracks looked cooler, like a lot of the tunnels looked like really, really cool and stuff like that, Because here's the thing, that if I would have had tracking control on here, even on one right, it would have severely nerfed the top speed here, that specific corner. That was a pretty decent time, I feel like. And I think a lot of it is how early I go on the acceleration, that sometimes if I learn when I need to go on the acceleration, I can severely improve my lap times. Because you can get like a sling effect, if that makes sense, in the corners. That you can get if you accelerate at exactly the correct point. Stuff that when you want to go close in on the thing, and then you want to accelerate at the correct point, and then you can get a slingshot kind of effect. But I don't know if that's what they call it. There is a certain effect you can get that has to do with the weight of the car and stuff that, and how it works. They've already finished, by the way. Because at least he's challenging me, because he knows that, oh, I'm too far away, stuff like that. Too far away, I need to get close. Okay, very good time here. 25 there, actually. Okay, good. Yeah, so you can see there, for example, yeah, I was the best Gallardo there, you can see. Okay, so the fastest was the 400R, which is the hardest difficulty that you can use, and it was, yeah, Gizmo is just going to meet ETR there. So that F40 was faster. And you can see that, okay, I was a 49 behind the leader. He was a 38, so he was over 10 seconds ahead. $80,000 still is decent. Yeah, that was weird though. But you can see, okay, so how many cars are unique here? So 400R, 95, R34, GTR 5 spec, R32, GTR 3, GTR from 17, NSX, Type R from 0 to F40, from 92 Gallardo. So GTR 17 we've already seen. Okay, Supra is one. RX Spirit. Ryra. Okay, we're already at 10. R8 Coupe. We have already seen, right? Yeah, we are always in the near one. 911 GT3, that's the first one. Yeah, that's the first 911 GT3. That's another one. Yeah, we're up to 10 cars already. Do we have the Nismo from the 90s? Yes, we do have the Nismo from the 90s. The R32 Nismo. Yeah, R32 GTR. Yeah, R32 GTR. Small. Gallardo, that's the one I used to write. Yeah, Gallardo LP08. 08. And a Mercedes Black. That's 11 cars. And then NSX Type R. This is not an NSX Type R. Oh, it is 02, right? 02. So that's 11 cars. 11 cars in this event. 11 different cars. That's actually pretty insane. 11 cars in that event. Okay, so they should unlock another endurance then. No. Right, and this is 3 million of course, as I said. So that is because I don't have this. Wait, it makes no sense. Because I unlocked this, right? Is it because we reached the edge here on this? So does this mean that something unlocks here when we reach that edge as well? No, it has to be that, yeah, there was nothing from reaching this edge here. And it has nothing to do with getting first place, right? Because first place. I mean, yeah, we need to get that to get. Maybe there's only one event to each one, basically. So it would be that we would have to get that to get the event to show up, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so yeah, you need 500 to unlock that. And then there's going to be one endurance event here somewhere, I think. I think each track is going to have an endurance event, though. Maybe not. There's another 1 million credits there, so there's 1 million credits there. How many million credits there are? Because there was one here, 1 million. 1 million, 2 million. 2 million, 3 million with that. 3 million. Okay, so 4 million at least used from like the ones that are million credits. There are 4 million used from the million credits, so there's 4 million credits up for grabs in total. But then, of course, if you count in all the other cash rewards, it's quite a lot. Let's see, this one was just a regular 6-star ticket, right? It was 6 stars, right? Yeah. It's just a regular red ticket, it's not specific. But yeah, but that's Power Pack race specific. I think that these are weighted, that these give you way better rewards. So we have chance for 1 million there, or a car. I'm hoping for the car, actually. Oh no, is that the Lamborghini? Which I already technically have. That's good though. I'm pretty certain that I already have it, but still, yeah, right. Yeah, V12. But what have I done to this one? This one is way less. Set of tires, maybe. I mean, I prefer it in the blue one over this white one here, but still. How many copies do I have? The Suzuki carrier should now have a thing here, so yeah. And 51,000. 80 there. Yeah, I've slightly modified this one. This modified. 79,000, 487,000. You can see there's the 01 with 0 kilometers on it, which was special from a certain road. I've gotten rid of one of these two because these two are special here. You can see there is number 12 on this one, it's number 24 on this one. This one are for specific years. So you should never sell these, and I don't think that they should make them sellable, like special ones like that, you know. It's a super formula, but they are different. No, they're exactly the same model. It's just that I've given this one a special delivery. The other ones, they're worth quite a lot. Okay, so the super are said. These two super are said here. This isn't a special car, or is it? Can we go around to Toyota? So I want to check here. I want to check if it's its own individual car here. Check if it counts as being an individual car here. I want to check what it counts as. Toyota, okay. No, it's not that one. So many Toyotas. There it is. Yes, it counts as its own thing here. It does count as its own thing there, but it doesn't show up in the. You can see there, for example, that it definitely counts as its own thing in its worst one, Super GT. So it's not even comparable to the other Supras that were like further ahead that I had like several of already. That is weird. Like, why does that Supra not show up as being a car in the car collection? Like, why does that not show up? Because clearly the fact that they're separated there right in the cell place there, where you can sell the car, the fact that they are like separated there and they're not separate here. Because you can see it's not here at all. Because it would show up, of course, in the color that I got it in, right? Yeah. It should show up here as a super like road car. And as I said, I think that it's based on this one here. It made a Super Toyota GT car, as they say here. Unless it's in a different brand here somewhere. Maybe it doesn't even go into the Toyota here, maybe. The Polestar is its own brand here. Mine's is its own brand here, of course. Yeah, maybe it would have gone into the Gran Turismo there, but it doesn't, and stuff that. So it's just a bit weird and stuff that. Like, why, like, don't they count towards, the total amount of cars? Like, do they don't? Like, I mean, they clearly, because of that, right? They clearly. Gear 1 cars, Gear 2, I can see how many of them I have. Gear 2 cars, Gear 4 cars, Gear B cars, other. But I do think that they here, at least in the category here, they should have way more used, categories. I feel like used in the Gear B, Gear 4, Gear 3, Gear 2, Gear 1. Because of the fact that in the here, for example, as I said before, like for example, if you search, as I said, by like category, Gear 4, Gear 3, okay, there aren't that many categories there, but then in what is it? What type? Road car, racing car, professionally tuned, hypercar, vision, Gran Turismo, concept car, GT300, Gran Turismo Award, hybrid car, electric car, K car, safety car, GT500, Le Mans, Nürburgring 24 hours, VRC, kart, Pikes Peak, midship, pickup truck. Like this could also be. So these are all the true electric cars, the ones that are used full electric, no like hybrid. These are all K cars. This GT300. Yeah, so you see, there could be a bunch of things that they could do. Anyway, let's go into the power pack again. So it seems like weird, right? That they want you to reach the end of certain ones, right? But I feel like it feels like really weird that why would they then have like, for example, because I don't have access to this one here, but I have access to this one. But that's of course because we reached the end here and stuff that. But like why? Because I don't have this ticket here, right? So that is weird, right? Like yes, I don't have that. But then, for example, here, why do they make it so that because it should have unlocked when this got unlocked here? It seems odd. But yeah. There's a million credits there. Where are the cars, by the way? Okay, so there's the A8611. So could we go the Porsche route? There's some million credits over there. But that's an expensive one. That's 900 stars for that one. There's the Beetle. There's the Ford Mustang American Racer. GP1, okay. Oh, there's the Porsche. Gran Turismo 300, oh yeah. That could be cool. Okay, I mean maybe we... That's the gonna säcka då. Now let's do Nürburgring Sprint here, let's do the first Porsche. Is this one 4-wheel? No, this one is technical one. Okay, good. I have that on by default there. And here's the thing that this message is on all the starter races, by the way. So we have assist here, traction control 1. Why is it so loud on certain specific races? Traction control 1, default on the ABS. Traction control 1, default on the ABS. Brake. TCS1. That's the only thing you can adjust it. It's kind of sliding all over the place in the old spinner too as well. So it's using small soft supports. Really fun color though. I kind of wish though that you could change the color of it at least, and stuff like that, right? If you're just going to be like allowed to use our specific color for the one default build and stuff. But yeah. So of course I've talked about, it would be cool if different cars were not related to a certain difficulty, means that you could choose all 3 cars on the first difficulty and then on like 1 chili and then on 3 chilis. But the coolest thing would of course be that all the cars that were selectable during a race is selectable like to use. Because I feel like all of these cars are like specifically modified versions of all of these cars. Like they don't feel like the default version of like said car, But I feel like, the thing that felt bullshit with like the previous race, for example, or I mean, it wasn't like super bullshit, but still, yes, I know that, for example, that the braking assist makes it so that it isn't super good with whole braking things, and sometimes it might be that on certain tracks, if you have brake bands available, sometimes it might be that you can brake more effective if you have a certain brake. If you bring the traction control more, because right, if it slides, sometimes you can lose time on the car, like sliding around a lot, sometimes it can be good if you can control like the acceleration while it does that, Right, decrease the volume there. So let's decrease down to 7 actually. I did turn that up. I mean, we could hope that it's quick enough every time right here. Okay, we didn't do the fastest one. That's interesting. Okay, this is really good. Let's have just a slipstream there. Okay, we'll come to it. Okay. That's weird. Again, this is one of those where you cannot get pop position. I think that I need more traction control though, that's actually what does it. Okay, go one. Default on that. Alright, then we get a little bit of extra time here. Okay, fine. Okay, so we end up on 4th place instead of 3rd place, okay. Okay, so our car is from 2016. The fastest car was from 2022, it kind of makes sense. Traction control one. ABS. I don't think that was even an option, the fastest car here of them, this one. Because you can see that there's a lot of different horses in this one. 95 model, 2016 model, an 81 model, the 2001 model, 73 model. Okay, so there's no brake balance here. And we might have to turn down the volume a bit more now, we will see. Okay, I'm trying to concentrate a bit, you know, so okay, so the sliding is bad. It is that I need to scratch it so bad. Fucking need to film some nose hairs or something. We can't let them get too far away though. Still slightly too much, I don't know. The traction control would be better here in this car. I'd have to try and take a shortcut here. you can do that, okay. It feels crazy, like why should this guy be so much faster, you know? Why should this guy be as fast as he is? So I know it's a different car. Okay, I think I'm catching up actually a little bit here. But I do think that it's something that you should be able to actually stress the driver out. I feel like if you're getting like close and close and stuff like that, they should be able to like make mistakes, you know. Is that right? You know, because real drivers can still make mistakes, even the best people in the world, you know, stuff like that, you know. Because these drivers are, of course, obviously. The real life version, of course, the driver, you know, stuff like that, right? Not the in-game one. Good. Was it past the slab also as well? Doesn't mean that we used her who automatically win or anything, you know, just that we still need everybody. I mean, it's good to hear the random sound also and stuff like that. I know that I can move the random sounds even more if I want to. I'm actually going to turn down the volume a bit as well. Here, number 5 there in volume. First thing is, of course, we need to make sure that we don't make any mistakes and stuff like that, right? Because of the fact that there are like the AI is so good, you know, stuff that right now, so you know. Focus. But it's probably designed for this guy to be the fastest in this race. Like why? Like this guy is just way faster than everyone else. And maybe this guy is the current best driver on this track. Maybe he's the guy that consistently on this track has the fastest time in the world. Maybe. was getting it a bit close. Let's get see, they're on a newer model, and then they're like okay, the 911 Turbo S, the 992 model, and specific from 2020. Most of that, yeah. Yeah, so I don't think that was even available on the option there to choose. Okay, 250,000, nice. And you can see there, which ones did we have? Okay, we had the 2001 model available, the 911 GT3, so both of them are GT3, but this is a 996 model, which I believe is what one of the CTRs are based upon. One of the CTR cars, like those especially modified Porsches, which is what the CTR or the RAF as a brand is like modified Porsche. But today RAF is more of its own thing. Like it's not used like okay. Usually they base their body kits on specific Porsches, but you know, the 73 is the hardest one. That one actually has more horsepower and weighs less than both of these, but that's way less RPM. But yeah. Okay, so no burying notes track, that's gonna be fun. Let's get the, because we have enough cash for it now. Let's get the yeah, for 500,000, and let's get Scuderia. Because this car, you can make this car actually faster than the actual like GT3 model. Right, the GT3 model, right, that's from 2023. But of course this one is from 2022. And yeah, the Enzo Ferrari, my favorite Enzo Ferrari, or the first time I drove the Enzo Ferrari was actually in Project Gotham Racing 2. It was really good. It also had a Stockholm track. It was pretty insane. Okay, so let's do Nürburgring Tourist. That is 4-star ticket if we get that. We have 315 stars so far. I wonder what the maximum amount of stars is for any rod. I think that 900 is the highest, right? 900 has to be the highest. Yeah. The question is, does that mean that all 50 racers have to be won like a first place on all 50 races? Right, because it would be like 20 times 50, right? Yeah, 20 times 50. Let's just double check here. Then we give you 1,000 stars. 1,000 stars you will receive if you get like first place. 50 races, that would be 1,000 stars. So you have 100 stars. 100 stars legally. And that one solar cells or whatever you want to call it. The calculator, it doesn't have registries. But these endurance events, okay, they can give you 20 races itself. And these are like bonus events. And there's supposed to be one on each track, right? So that means that there's technically more than 50 races, right? Because I'm pretty certain that these bonus ones doesn't count. It was the 50 amount, so that means that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 endurance races, and those 6 can also give you 20 stars each. Just of that, if that's the case, right? Because it says here that you can get 20 stars from that as well. Right, but is it really 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Yeah, so maybe it does count the bonus ones here. Maybe I used it count wrong because, you know, like all of these, you need to count all of these where the lock is. So that, you know, because those are the races, because the gift boxes are always gifts. Oops, I should go into the race guide if I'm gonna have time to do the race fully. Okay, so here you get some other choices. BMW M4 Coupe, that's an FR, that's an F4, and that's an RR. Okay, good. Huh? You're so fucking dumb, and then I wasted like, you wasted 300 credits. Because I went into the retire thing there. This. And you should go into this. Okay, so traction control 1 should be fine. Yeah, default brake. Stability off. Can't staying off. You should never really have those on. Brake default. Traction control 1. Default brake. Okay. And that is on 0. Yes. Okay, so TCS can be set to 1 or more. Obviously, it's going to take a really long time to run fast action with a proper lapping and stuff like that, and it's just going to be a bit fish. So I thought just about skipping it and stuff like that, right? But I feel like, right, that if we would start in last place, right, because there's 20 positions, then that would be really bad if we do. Of course, I know that we're not going to finish this race. We're not going to finish this race in time, by the way. Because we're going to need to do 2 laps. Let's suppose this car is insane on this track, which could be the case. Because I've never seen these ports look like this before, like this whole black and white color scheme on it, and stuff like that. This definitely feels like a very specific version of this car, actually. Because we are only using sports medium, by the way. We're not even using using sports softs or anything. We're only using sports medium, which is pretty crazy. I'm guessing this part of the track will probably unlock then the Nords life and like an endurance race, I'm guessing. Touch DRS. Oh, wait. Right, because the DRS is like a turbo thing, because it's the meter system like the circle. I need to remember that I have DRS. I wonder if the previous car had it or not. So that means that this car has nitrous by default. Or at least a special fire modified version of this car. Because DRS is what they call it in F1 if I remember correctly. And it happens only when I hold right down the circle, so that it takes a bit of a while to kick in though. Because the fact that we're not using up fuel means that we probably have endless DRS, which seems a bit weird. Make this in the situation where this car does like one lap for like 7 minutes, or if this is going to be like an 8-minute car or like a 9 minute. So I did do some mistakes, of course, in the very first, so we just have to go. That's a bit weird. But because we still have a fucking Ferrari. Oh, he's spawned. You can't drive like a crazy unit, man. Like, yeah, you have a fast Ferrari. And that wasn't my fault, by the way. That was actually Xenoxis. It was a valid tossing there, but yeah, that's just. See, that's realistic when they do, because like this track isn't hard, like, I've never drove on it in like real life, but there's a lot of people. Because tourist, it's not an actual tourist version of the track, and I don't remember if that's something that there are like tourist weekends or whatever they call it. I think on Nürburgring, where they actually made modifications to the track or whatever, right? Like, I don't know what it is that they do with the track, but because I think the thing is, they add the tourist version of this track into the game. Like, if you're going on the Nords life, like I think it's sort of experience. I think you can actually do that version, or at least if you use the regular time trials. Like, if you don't do a circuit experience race, and instead of use regular time trials, then you have that as an option. Because I think that this is the tourist one is the one that has like the text on it, like on the track. Like, you can see a bunch of text that is not present on the normal version of the track. Because the thing is, the text, if I remember correctly, it actually has a function that makes you know kind of where you are on the track, because the text is different and stuff like that, right? Something. How this feels easier. Some of the corners actually does feel like way easier than they normally are. I hope we can get a rain version of this track, or one where it rains constantly and the rain doesn't stop, right? You know, it's very like used to. Like I would want to be able to have like events, like, because I know that for example in custom racer you can set it up to rain, but it doesn't seem like you can set it up to rain like all the time. Like you can set it up to like, you know, something like that, you know. And even if you could set up there to only be rain on track, where there will still not remain rain like throughout the entire, you know, depending on how many laps you have. Okay, so this is definitely going to be a slightly over 7 minutes. It's probably going to be 7:30-ish, maybe, or less. Actually, should use the DRS here, I think. I didn't use the DRS that I probably should have. Went off a little bit there, but yeah, maybe should still be on now some 30 there. Yeah, it's bad in there, some 30 there. If we take certain points better this time around, we could, of course, beat the timer here, and we're gonna need to, because the first time doesn't count. This is a bit sad, you know, and stuff like that, like, you know, but I can understand like that's how it has to be, you know, and stuff like that, because yeah. But it feels really, really frustrating also that if you don't get like all the stars on a track and then you want to retry it, oh, now you need to qualify again and stuff like that, right, you know. Which I understand is more realistic and stuff like that, but still, you know. Although I think that the Gran Turismo version of this track is the best. No, not really. I would say still probably it's either, I think it wasn't Break Custom Racing 2 as well. Either Break Custom Racing 2, I think, or Break Custom Racing 3. I forgot. Yeah. Because Break Custom Racing, I didn't play the first one, by the way. I think the first one was a release game, if I'm not mistaken, on the original Xbox. 2 of course came out later, and 2 of course allowed you to use custom soundtracks. You could basically take a bunch of your CDs and you could put like songs into the Xbox and stuff like that, right? You could use like rip them, like not like an illegal thing, because you already CD, you know, and stuff like you already have a CD. You're just moving them into the Xbox, like Podrav and stuff like that, you know, and you can use them in the game. So I had like Michael Jackson songs on the ride, like Beating, you know. Thriller on there as well, you know, and stuff like that, you know. It's not if I had Smooth Criminal on there. I might have had the other Smooth Criminal, because I know that there are other bands, or there are bands that made their version or their cover of like Smooth Criminal and stuff like that, you know, which was slightly like different and stuff like that, because I had a Gladiator album, not Gladiator movie, but after the Gladiator thing on it. After American Gladiator, I think they call it in the US, which is part of the base, but they made a Swedish version of that, you know, where you had like the gladiators and then you had the contestants, right? And the gladiators were like really buff dudes, and like there was also females and stuff like that, right? But the men's were you know, were having their own competition. The females had one, you know, and the last thing that you did was always like a what do you call it? Like things. Because basically the rest of the thing is you had to climb over a wall, you had to bicycle in the air, basically in the air, like an arm bicycle, if that makes sense, you know. But there were a bunch of things, you know, very nice, or like you ran nothing that would go in the opposite direction of you and stuff like that, you had to make it up, you know, and stuff like that, you know. I believe that Ina Carano was actually a part of the American Gladiators, actually, that she was one of the gladiators, actually. Out of time, almost. And I really want to make another recording, though. Just so we can finish up with the Nord's life and stuff like that, right? Because it's a really, really cool stage and stuff like that, you know. It's a pretty relaxing stage also, I feel like, you know. What's this clock, okay? 1 hour before midnight. This gamer was tomorrow on the 11th. Normally it is on the 11th, but is it today then? Does that mean that it's today basically at midnight or at 2 in the morning? No. Because I usually want to watch all of the game overseas. But what I really, really hate is that they have a bunch of music and a bunch of, like, oh, listen to these voices. Or listen to these voices or these studios that are like, you know, like, oh, hey, I'm a fat person with this in those things. Stuff like that, you know, and we'd love to have gotten this license in Indiana, so we're gonna make him not have a penis anymore. Something like that, you know. Because, you know, like, they always have to, oh, we have to promote this and stuff that, you know, and it's not whatever, right? Like the game's fault, it was that. And then they're like, oh, it's the shop's fault, and blah, 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 you know. Well, this is bad. I mean, maybe we didn't lose that much. I need to remember that we have the DRS. Things like that, you know. And yeah, I'm pretty certain we cannot even drive this Ferrari on this track, you know. The other options were, of course, the AMG, the Mercedes AMG, and you know, this event could have been much more, like, believable. I mean, I would say they should have made it so that there could only be German cars on this stage, you know, and stuff like that. Like, it feels like, sure, I can understand, like, oh, you would want to drive your Ferrari here and stuff like that, but still, you know, it feels like, okay, like, but why though? I mean, it's cool if some modified version of a certain very specific Ferrari, right? Just that, because you usually don't modify Ferraris, you know, and stuff like that, because, you know, there's a lot of people that consider, like, modifying Ferraris like taboo and stuff like that, you know. Oops. So I wonder if he's the guy that otherwise would have, like, gotten, like, a pole position, because there's no way he's going to get pole position from doing that, though. I mean, the fact that we only did one mistake before, like, we only went off the course a little bit, so we've gone off the course way less than we did last time, but we're still, like, behind in time. It seems like we really weird. Okay, I'm using the DRS, I'm holding down the DRS here. Yeah, this is actually going to be close, I think. Because now, since we used the DRS at the very, very start there, this is going to be pretty... This is going to be a 7 and 24-ish, maybe slightly less. I need to let go some later. Well, as soon as we can get in on the track quick enough here, let's lose everything. Come on, 24, as I said. Slightly slower, come on, please. Question is, can it beat that time though? Yeah, they can. And it was still managed to beat the time there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be fine with that though. Damn, that feels bad. Really? What time is that bad? Really? Fucking 7:14, man, that's like fucking... Man, if I didn't spin there, or I mean, I didn't spin, but I went off the track there. I mean, I probably could have gotten a 7:23 though. This feels rough. Maybe